Hey, welcome in everybody. In this video, I am going to be attempting to go through the AutoCAD Next Generation Geometrics Practice Certification Exam. So I'm going to go through questions 1 through 10, and let's see how this is going to go. So I've kind of cheated and kind of gone through the first 10 questions just to make sure that I don't tell y'all some wrong information. So I'm going to go to this resume my practice test. You're probably going to just have to start. If you're starting a new one, you would click the AutoCAD Next Generation icon down here. But like I said, since I've already got one started, I'm going to click on my resume test. I'm going to go to AutoCAD. So I'm using the 24 version. Hit select. And what you want to do is, if you're taking the practice test on a big screen like this, I would kind of move this over, like left click and drag this window over till you see that gray box pop up and let that go. And then I got so many items open here. Let me close all this. Not important here. Let me get rid of these and these. So then what I want to do is I'm going to open up my AutoCAD. Of course, it throws it on my other screen and y'all can't see it. But I'll wait for it to open. There we go. So then here I would drag this window over to the right maybe and let go. So now I've got the questions on one side and I've got the AutoCAD on the other. That way you're not wasting time flipping screens back and forth. That's just my, suggestion. So I'm going to go back to start on question number 1 here. Let's go back to the start. So let me get rid of this answer. Y'all didn't see that? All right. So the first question says we're going to open up this adjustable support drawing. So I'm going to click on this folder here. And I'm going to double click on this adjustable support is what they're wanting us to open. Get rid of this and minimize that. So let me pan up here. Also, what I would suggest is I would make your properties box kind of over on your left side. So it's kind of always there because you're going to be looking at your properties a lot, figuring out some of the questions here. So let's just say that if I were to left click on a line here and right click, go to properties, your properties box will pop up and then you can just kind of drag it over and kind of lock it into one of the sides here. Is that going to work? Yeah, like so. Just so you can kind of see your properties anytime you need it. So anyway, what I want to do is it says we're going to create an arc 1 using center point 2 as the center of the arc. The start point will begin at the center of arc 3 and end at the center point of arc 4. What is the length of the newly created arc 1 in inches? So what we're going to do is we're going to make an arc using the start, center, end option. So I'm going to go up to arc, start, center, end. So the start is going to be the center of this arc here. That's the start. The center is the intersection of this, or also the center of the circle here. And then the end is going to be at the center of this arc here, like so. So you also might need to go in and turn on your object snaps for your center point. If you don't see those little green circles pop up whenever you're trying to find the centers. Anyway, so there's our arc. So it says, what is the length of the newly created arc in inches? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to left click on this arc. Now my properties over here, you can see that I'm looking for the length, right? So the length is going to be, where are you at? Oh, arc length right here, 34.03. So you can also tell that from these numbers here, they're looking for 2 digits, a decimal, and then 2 digits. So that's going to be 34.03. And then press next. We got that one correct. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, in the same drawing here, it says on the title block A layout, what is the scale of the viewport? So down here at the bottom in this tab, I'm going to go to my title block A tab, click on it. So they're wanting to know what is the scale of the viewport. So if I just left click on this viewport here and over in my properties, you can see that the scale is 1/16. So you just select 1/16 here and then go to next. Click continue. And the next question, we're going to have to open up another drawing. So I'm just going to close out of this one here. Make sure you don't want to save it. So save changes, no. I'm going to click on this folder here because we're looking for adjustable support object lines drawing. So I'm going to double left click on this one. Minimize this again. Let me get this kind of centered. So it says how many objects are on the object lines layer. So what I would do is go up to my layer properties, and I want to make sure that I'm on my object lines layer. So here's object lines. I'm going to double left click to make that the current layer. And then I'm going to turn off all these light bulbs on these other layers. And then, so I just have the object line layers visible. I'm going to hit the X. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to left click and drag a window around all of these items. So you can kind of see, it's going to say, okay, how many objects are there, right? So you can see up here, it says all 23. So these are the items that I have selected. So I got 10 lines selected, 3 circles, 10 arcs, but the total number is 23 here. So I'm just going to type in 23. Select next, and there we go. We're correct with that one. And then the next question says we're going to open up adjustable support drawing again. So I'm going to close out of this one. Save changes and no. I'm going to open up the folder. Left click on adjustable support. Double left click on it to open it. Minimize this. All right, so now it says place a linear dimension between multi-leaders 1 and 2. What is the distance shown? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. So it says place a linear dimension. So I'm going to go up to dimensions here, and then over in this kind of pull down menu, I'm going to select linear. And my first point is going to be this, the end of this line here. And the second one is going to be this intersection down here. And I'm going to draw a line straight up, or just drag it straight up. Place that dimension. Now you're going to notice that in the answer, it's looking for 3 decimal places, right? But we have 4 decimal places. So if you were to say, like, if you were to type in 7.6639 as your answer, you would get it wrong. If you were to type in 7.663, you would get it wrong. So what we want to do is we want to make this dimension 3 decimal places. So I would go up to annotation here, the little arrow, and this little icon next to mechanical, I'm going to select that dimension style and go to modify. And then here under the, where am I at? Am I under the fit? No. Which one was it under? Primary units. I was under primary units. So under precision, we're going to change this to 3. 0.000, 3 decimal places, right? And I hit OK, click close. And so now it updated it to where it's now 3 decimal places. So our answer is 7.664. 7.664. Click next. I got that right. Let's go. All right, so the next one says we're going to open up adjustable support. So we already have this one open. So let me kind of pan over a little bit. So it says We're going to create a multi-leader that points to the midpoint of the angled edge of the adjustable support. Basically, it's asking us, okay, which when we change the multi-leader style to style 3, which of these does it closely match? So there's a couple of ways you can do this. So if I go up to annotation here, and I'm going to go up to where you see the multi-leader style, and if I change it from standard to, it's wanting us to change it to style 3. So style 3, I don't see style 3, so I'm just going to pan this down. So you can see style 3 has little circles, not the circle that's filled in, but the 2 circles there. So I can tell right away that this answer number 2 is going to be the one that I'm looking for. So there's that way. Or you can kind of go through the steps of kind of what they're wanting you to do, which takes up more time. But if you want to go, we're going to create a multi-leader that points to that angled edge. So I'll go up to multi-leader here. I'm just going to select a point here and then point to this angled line. And it wants you to make this, the text say chamfer 15 degrees. So my cap lock is on. I'm going to type in chamfer 15. Now to get the degree symbol, you could type in %, D, %D. And that gives you, that's a shortcut for the degree symbol. Press enter here. Actually, don't press enter, just left click out of the way. So I put, it's in there, it's just really tiny anyway. So, and then what you could do is left click on this leader here, and then where it says multi-leader style in our properties, change this to style 3. And now you can kind of see that it has that little double circle. So that kind of verifies that what we thought was correct. So we're going to go, the answer is number 2 here for chamfer 15 degrees. Looks like this doubly circly one. So click on number 2, go to next. And we got it right. Yeah. All right, so number 6 is we want to open up the fitting and fillets drawing. So let me close out of this one. Save it now. Click on the folder here. I'm going to go to add fillets drawing, which is fillets, add fillets, this one. All right, so it says create the following fillets for the fitting. So fillet 1 has a radius of 2.5. So let me zoom into this area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in F for fillet, press enter. And then I'm going to type in R because I'm going to set the radius. Type in R, press enter. And the radius of number 1 is going to be 2.5. Press enter. And so I'm going to select this line and this line. So that is the first fillet. So now I'm going to press the enter key again to get back into my fillet command. I'm going to type in R for radius. And this radius is going to be 5. So type in 5, press enter. So I'm going to select this line and this line. I realize this line went away, but that's not important. And then press the escape key to get out of that command. So now it says place a linear dimension between fillets 1 and 2. So I'm going to go to my dimensions, a linear. I'm going to select the end of this line where the arc meets it, or where the fillet meets it. And then over here, drag it up a little bit. So that answer is 32.49 is the length of that line right there. So 32.49. Next. All right, there we go. So the next one is going to be, we need to open up the fitting drawing. So let me close out of this, close it, save it now. So click here on, I need the fittings drawing. So double click this one, minimize that. All right, so what this one tells us to do, we're going to create a mirror image of this. It kind of shows half, but we're gonna mirror that. So I'm gonna type in MI for mirror, And I'm going to drag a window or select a window. So left click, let go of your mouse, and just kind of drag it to create a window around this. And then press enter. And the first point of the mirror line, I'm just going to select the end of this line up here. Drag it down. Select the end of this line here. It says erase source objects. I'm going to select no. So now we have the full-fledged object that they're wanting. And then this time we're going to use an align dimension. So I'm going to go up to my dimension. I'm going to use the align this time. And I'm going to select this top left corner. Select this bottom right corner. Drag it out a little bit. So that's 251.23. So 251.23. Press enter. Click next. We are correct. All right, so moving right along to number 8. Let me get rid of this. So we're gonna open up the fitting. I think we already have that. Yeah, we're already there. So I'm just gonna kind of like pan over here to this part of it. Zoom out a little bit. So it says modify the section AA style text to use style B. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna left click to select this text, and under where you see text style, instead of it being text C, I'm going to click that and make it style B. And then it says, what is the height in inches? So the height in inches, I still have this selected. The height is 30. So that's going to be 30. Click on next. We got it right. We're good to go. All right, so this one, let me get rid of that. Number 9, we're going to open up fitting area. So let me close out of this. I'm going to go click the folder here. Fitting area, double left click this one. Minimize that thingy there. All right, so it says using the same center point as arc 1, draw a circle with a diameter of 10. So I'm gonna use a circle diameter option. So I'm gonna go up to circle here. Click the diameter, center diameter. The center point is gonna be the center of this kind of arc here. I'm gonna drag it out a little bit, and then I'm gonna type in as a diameter of 10. So I'm gonna type in 10, press enter, and then we're gonna create an array of 4 circles equally spaced around the center of arc 2. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up to where you see modify the array. I don't want the rectangular array, so I'm going to click the arrow next to it. I want to grab the polar array here. And then it says we want to select our object. So I'm going to select this circle that we just created, right? And then I'm going to press enter. And then the center point of our array is going to be the center of this kind of circle or half circle, which is right here. And then, so we don't want 6 of these, we only want 4. So where you see items up at the top here, you can type in, instead of 6, type in 4. Press enter. So there we go. Okay, so now we got 4 items here. And then it says, what is a square inch? What is the square inch area of the enclosed region in red? So, to find that, what you're going to do is you're going to type in the command measure geometry or measure geom, which is this one. And then just kind of left click inside this kind of area that they're looking for. And you can see that it says area equals 15.84. So that's what we're looking for, 15.84. So I'm going to type in 15. Not 15.84, 15.84. Yeah. 15.84. Next. And then number 10, we're going to open up the hatch area 1 drawing. Get out of this. Hatch area 1 drawing. We're going to go to folder, hatch area 1, which is this one. Minimize that. All right, so now it says we're going to hatch section A using the following properties. Again, they're having you do some stuff that really doesn't lead to the answer. You could just skip right past it, but we'll go through the steps and then you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna create a hatch using pattern ANSI 31. So I'm gonna go up to hatch here, click the little hatch icon, and then we need ANSI 131. So I'm gonna click this one. The scale is gonna be 50. So right here, this hatch pattern scale, type in 50. The angle is 0, which it already is. And then so I'm going to hatch this little, zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna left click inside this area and this area, this area, this area, this area, and then press enter. So I created all these hatches, but that doesn't really, it doesn't really have any effect on the answer. So it says, what is the combined square inch area of the hatch? So just like we did the previous one, I'm going to type in the command measure geom. And so this one we have more than one area to kind of add together. So to do that, I'm going to left click inside these areas that I have hatched while holding down the shift key. So I'm holding the shift key down. I'm going to select this area, 1. You can see it kind of shades of green to let us know that we have it selected. So I'm just going to select all of these. So I didn't have to actually hatch these to select these items, but anyway. So I have all those selected. I should not have let go of the shift key. So let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can kind of see I'm holding the shift key down still. So it says area 6910 is the total area of all those areas added together, right? So 6910, 6910, which I already had there, but click next. All right, so that's the steps, I guess, to answers to the questions 1 through 10. So we'll do the rest in the next video. I hope that kind of helped. And if you have different ways that you could come up with the same answers that's faster, hey, let everybody know. And I'll see you next lesson. Peace out.